Hello, I'm standing today in one of the Phoenix, Arizona points of pride, which is the South Mountain Park and comprises the largest city park in the United States. It spans over 25 square miles and over 20,000 acres. The park was first bought by Phoenix from the United States when President Calvin Coolidge was in office in 1924. He sold to Phoenix over 16,000 square acres, at a cost of, get this, $17,000. So imagine what that might be worth today. Over the years, the park by the city of Phoenix has grown by acquiring more and more land to where today it's over 25 square miles. You can see behind me a lot of radio stations here in Phoenix use the high point of South Mountain for their radio towers. There's also a very high population of an animal called a chuckwalla here in the park. Never heard of that before today. Also, evidently, there's a shooting range here because I keep having to duck, keep hearing shots fired over at the range. The topic for today is a question that is asked a lot of our doctors at Arizona MMC, and that is medical marijuana addictive? Am I going to get addicted to this substance that I'm using for my debilitated condition, and will I be able to ever get off of it if I wanted to? The answer is as follows. Medical marijuana works on a different pathway than opiate narcotics in the brain. It does not cause a physical addiction in any way, shape, or form that narcotic medications do. It just isn't seen. It can cause a psychological dependence. Patients and people might feel like, oh, they have to have, their intake of marijuana, but it really is not a physical dependence. If you take narcotic medications, opiates, on a regular basis for chronic pain, it is inadvisable to stop them cold turkey. The reason is that if you do, you'll end up with symptoms that potentially could include nausea, vomiting, intensive sweating, shaking, hallucinations. It can really be a rough time for days to weeks. That is not seen with medicinal marijuana. One thing that may be seen, and it's in about 15% of patients, is a very slight sleep disturbance and a slight period of anxiety, which just goes away. But it is not nearly a physical dependence like you see with narcotics. Like I said, you can have a psychological dependence. There are actually people who get admitted to drug abuse centers for that psychological dependence. You can see that. There have been studies looking at animals where they've given them either an illicit drug like cocaine or heroin, and they've given the animals the opportunity to self-inject those medications, and they will do that until they die. They've done that with the THC component, which is one of the main psychoactive components of marijuana medicinally, and animals do not self-administer it until they die. You can have a patient who has a chronic heavy user for years who then doesn't use it for, say, weeks and doesn't have those types of symptoms that I described. So there you have it. Medicinal marijuana does not cause physical dependence or a true addiction. Visit our website at arizonammc.com. The doctors working there are licensed, compassionate, and extremely knowledgeable about what conditions qualify in Arizona for medicinal marijuana. You can also call us for more information at toll-free 855 AZ-IDCARD. Thank you.